All right, welcome to Friday Flow, everybody. We're going to start in a standing position. Let's start in mountain pose. So I want you to really ground those feet, make it nice and flat, maybe a couple shoulder rolls. If you're just waking up this morning, shoulders down and back, keeping your chest, but also your rib cage open. So we can take deep breaths in, fill up the lungs, and then exhale everything out. Feel free to close your eyes here as well. Arms are down by your side, palms are open, so we're encouraging those shoulders to open a little bit. Your knees are soft in this mountain pose, and I just want you to think of lifting up that rib cage, feeling a little bit taller with each inhale and exhale. But also feeling that sense of grounding of your feet into the floor. So all 10 toes are pressing down into the floor, feet are flat. Imagine that piece of string on the top of your head lifting you up a little bit taller. And here in your mountain pose, taking that moment to reflect on your week, thinking about what you have to look forward to this weekend. And then coming back to being in the present and taking note of how you are feeling right now. How is your body feeling? How are your muscles feeling? How is your mind feeling? Without any judgment, just checking in. Just taking a moment to think about how you want to honor your body in this practice this morning. Maybe it's focusing on stretching out those muscles from a long week of workouts. Maybe your intent is to wake yourself up. Maybe this is the first thing that you do Friday morning. Maybe you're here reluctantly, you're tired, but you still showed up to class and just want to get some movement. Whatever that reason is welcomed here. Take one more deep breath with those eyes closed. Inhale, fill up the lungs, audible exhale. Just letting go of any tension. Go ahead and open your eyes here. And on your next inhale, you're going to reach those arms all the way up. Big deep breath. And then exhale, let it go. Do this a couple of times. You can bend your knees here, sit back a little bit on that inhale, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift. And exhale, making this a full body movement. So as you reach the arms, you also look up at those hands as you sink back. You drop those hips, inhale and exhale. Nice and tall. Let's do one more here. Big deep breath in, keep those arms at the top. Reach up, and you're going to extend that right arm up as you inhale, and then exhale now that left arm. Just reaching up, right to left, as if you're lifting that rib cage out of its socket. Almost like you're climbing up a rope. So inhale and exhale, right and left. Just creating a little movement in the body here. One more on each side. And then as you exhale, go ahead and come into almost a chair pose. I'm going to show you from the side. I want you to keep your feet about hip distance. Hands are right outside those knees. Exhale, roll those shoulders back. We're going to start with a gentle twist. So you're going to take that right hand, gently place it over that left knee. And then your left hand comes to your hip. And you're going to slowly start to look over that shoulder and lift your chest. A gentle twist. We're going to hold this for just a couple breaths. So with every exhale, you're rotating your shoulder and your elbow back, and you're gazing over that shoulder. One more breath to the left. Inhale, I want you to come back up, reach those arms, and then exhale, sit back down into that half chair pose. Hands outside those knees. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders. Exhale. Now we do the other side. So now you take your left arm to the side of that right knee, and then your right hand reaches back towards your hips. You can apply a little pressure against that knee and start to twist over your right shoulder this time. We're going to hold this for a few breaths. I'll just show you from the side. Just a gentle twist over that shoulder. With every exhale, you're finding a little more length. Take one more breath, also warming up those leg muscles. And then inhale, slowly come up. And then exhale. Just go right into that twist over your left shoulder. Maybe drop a little lower. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, twist over your right. So we're just going now from side to side with each breath. Inhale and exhale. Keep your hips forward, just a gentle twist. Let's do it just a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Don't worry so much about dropping your hips. They just go about halfway. I want you to focus more on that twist. Over your shoulder, elbow back, inhale and exhale. All right, we're gonna do one more on each side. Keep those hips forward. Inhale and exhale, looking over your shoulder. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. All right, come to the top. We're gonna go ahead and bring those feet nice and wide. So we're gonna come into a wide-legged stance. So here's where you would want your blocks. So you can grab a block. If you don't have a block, maybe you don't need one, but you can grab a rolled up towel. So we're gonna go into a nice wide-legged stance and a stretch. So you're gonna take those hands at your hips. You're gonna pull those shoulder blades just a little bit. Push your weight into your heels. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, gently start to fold forward. Feel free to bend your knees here just a little bit. Put your weight into your heels so that you can lift your toes off the floor. Lower down, you're going to create a flat back so that your back is nice and flat, just like my bench here. Once you're in that flat back, take an exhale. Now I want you to roll forward. You're reaching for the floor or reaching for your block. So we use the block to help us bring the floor or the mat to meet us where we're at. You can touch the floor, that's great. If you can't use that block, I want you to rock forward and back, just adding a little movement in this stretch. We don't want to go too deep just yet, we're just warming up. Now, if you want more intensity, you just bring your feet wider. If you want less intensity, you just bring them closer together. All right, now I want you to bend those knees. You're going to shift your weight to the left. Bending that left knee, shifting your weight, almost like a lateral lunge. Come back to the center, inhale and exhale. Do the right side. You're just shifting from right to left. Inhale and exhale, just going at your own pace. I want you to keep your head relaxed the whole time. I'm just lifting mine to take a look at you all, but you just relax that head completely. Right to left. We'll do one more on each side. Your weight is back behind you. And then I want you to come back to the center. Take those hands to your hips. Keep that core nice and strong. Tuck your hips under a little bit. Push into your heels. Pull your shoulder blades. Inhale, slowly come up. And then exhale. Come back up to the top. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. But this time we're going to add that twist that we did earlier in the same position. So again, keeping those feet nice and wide. You'll notice mine aren't that wide. My hamstrings are really tight. So whatever works for you. Hands back at your hips. Inhale and exhale. Gently fold forward. Keep that flat back first. Pull the shoulder blades together. And then on that exhale, you can just let it go. Now maybe second time around, you find that you're getting a little bit closer to the floor. Take a few breaths. Feel free to rock forward and back. I like to shift my weight from my toes to my heels. Again, you can always have that soft bend in those knees. We don't want to ever lock out those joints. So a little bit of bend there. All right, so we're going to add our twist this time. You're going to twist over that left shoulder. So that left hand comes to your hip first, and then your right hand is either on the floor or the block. Take a big inhale, and then exhale. I want you to lift up. Lift your chest, lift a little higher. And just like we did before, you are looking over that shoulder and you're adding a little twist here. And we're going to hold this for a couple breaths. If you've got this, you've done this before, you have that flexibility, you can feel free to extend that arm straight up, like we would in a triangle pose. So big twist here, you're still pushing into those heels. And again, I want you to think of lifting up. We don't want our chest to drop here. Now on our next inhale, we do want the chest to drop. Inhale, drop that chest. Exhale, let's try the other side. Lift the chest. Right hand to your hip. Start to look over that right shoulder. And of course, you'll probably find that one side's a little tighter than the other. Here, I couldn't even try to extend my arm. But if you can do that without any issue, you can go ahead and extend it. You're looking over that right shoulder. Again, lifting up, pushing into the heels. One more breath. Inhale, slowly release. And then exhale. Let's just do it one more time on each side. Looking over that left shoulder, lifting the chest. You can try maybe placing that hand to the floor if you'd like. Maybe you extend that arm. One more breath. Inhale, lower, exhale over that right shoulder. Last time, lifting up. Imagine my hand on your shoulder and pulling back just a little bit. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring those feet a little closer in. You're gonna take your hand back to those hips. Nice flat back, push into those heels. Inhale, very slow. And then exhale, release. We're gonna bring those feet together and now we're gonna go into our hips a little bit. So we're starting at the top of our mat. You can have those blocks handy if you'd like. You're gonna take a nice inhale, reach those arms up. And then exhale, you're gonna float it down. Hands to the floor, step back. Let's find downward facing dog first. Pedal out those heels. So maybe your first down dog of the morning. If it is, feel free to move around a little bit. Hold it there. Even if it isn't your first down dog of the morning, feel free to add a little movement to it. Maybe lifting those hips up a little higher, maybe adding a little rotation with your upper body. You can always drop to those knees as an alternative. We're gonna hold this for one more breath. All right, next exhale, go ahead and bring those feet together. And on your inhale, I want you to lift your left leg on the floor, off the floor. Squeeze and lift, inhale. Exhale, you're gonna bend your knee and you're gonna place that foot right in between your hands. You're gonna drop that back knee to the floor on top of the toe. Here's where those blocks are handy. You can have your hands on either side of your foot, either on the mat or on your blocks. Lift the chest, inhale up, exhale, low lunge. Hold this right here, getting into those hips. Nice hip flexor stretch. Take one more breath and we're gonna have a little bit of rotation. Inhale, slowly take those hands down, just right in front of your knee here. We're gonna create that rainbow shape with our right arm. So we have our right leg behind us, right arm is doing the movement. Make a big rainbow shape, inhale, as if you're reaching for your back heel, and then exhale, take it back. Let's do it again. Inhale. So similar to our twist standing, one more time. You're gonna hold this one here. So you can either reach for a block Or you can actually reach for your heel. If you want a little extra, extend that opposite arm up as if you're doing a peaceful warrior. So here I just have my block behind me and it helps with my balance. I'm looking up at that hand, so a big stretch here, lots of balance, and then slowly come back to the top. Inhale, plant those hands down as you exhale. You're gonna tuck that back toe, you're gonna lift that knee off the floor and step back to down dog. All right, now before we move to the other side, I want you to come into a plank on your next inhale. Tuck those hips under. Exhale, you're gonna lower the knees in the chest for chaturanga. Your chest should fall just in front of those fingertips. Feet are flat, shoulders together. Inhale, lift for baby cobra. And then exhale, retuck those toes. You come back to your down dog. Hold that for 2 breaths. It can also be a child's pose. We're gonna do that same sequence on the other side. So go ahead and bring those feet together. On your next inhale, your right leg lifts up. 3-legged dog, inhale. And exhale, bend that knee. Place your foot in between your hands. You can help that foot along. Drop that back knee. Flatten your foot. Lift your chest. Think of stitching your rib cage together. Find your balance. Reach those arms up. Inhale and exhale. We're in low lunge. Hold that right there. So think about keeping that core nice and strong while we're here, just so you don't feel all that weight in your low back or in your knees. Want to feel, want your core to be working here. Inhale, lower the hands to the knee. Exhale, hold. So here comes that rainbow shape. It's now our left side. Inhale, big rainbow. Reaching back. You can look over that shoulder and then exhale, come back. So another twist, inhale. And exhale, keeping our chest lifted. Little challenge for that balance. One more. I'm gonna take my block right there. Inhale and exhale. You're gonna hold this one. So you're reaching for that block. Maybe you can reach for your ankle, your heel. A little more, you extend the opposite arm. Reach up, maybe take your gaze at that hand. Ooh, a lot harder. So think about tucking those hips under, keeping your core nice and strong here. Little back bend, one more breath. Good, and then inhale, slowly come back to the center. Exhale, plant those hands down. You're gonna tuck your toe, lift your knee off the floor. Step back to down dog. We're gonna do our plank and chaturanga sequence. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. All the way down, elbows in. Inhale, lift for baby cobra. And exhale, retuck the toes. Down and back, down dog or child's pose. We're just gonna go through that one more time. Make sure we're nice and warm. Take one more breath in your down dog. All right, next breath, bring those feet together. Inhale, that left leg lifts up. And exhale, you bend that knee. Place your foot in between your hands. Drop that back knee. We'll just move a tiny bit faster. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, hold. Drop those hips. Keep that chest lifted. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, create that rainbow. Reach for your heel 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. One more time, you're gonna try to reach for your heel or use that block. So big reach, and then maybe extend that opposite arm up. Hold this for one more breath. Inhale, cartwheel those hands down, and exhale, tuck that toe, press on back, down dog. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. You notice how I'm using my blocks in this way. This is helpful if you have tight hamstrings. Inhale, lift baby cobra. Exhale, retuck the toes. Down dog. For child's pose, take 2 breaths, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Feel free to use your blocks in any way you'd like. Last breath. Feet come together. Inhale, your right leg lifts. And exhale, bend that knee. Place your foot in between your hands. Drop that knee, flatten the foot, lift up, low lunge. Lift your chest, core nice and strong. Inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, rainbow that left arm, reaching for your left heel. Come on back, inhale and exhale. We're gonna do it one more time. Last one you're gonna hold. Inhale and exhale. So reaching for that heel or maybe that block. This is a little harder for me. Extend the opposite arm up. 2 breaths, take your gaze up. Last one. And then inhale, cartwheel those hands back. Hands on the floor. Exhale, retuck the toes. Lift up, step back. Down dog. Coming forward to your plank. Lower for chaturanga. Knees and chest all the way down. Flatten those feet. Inhale, lift baby cobra. Exhale, retuck the toes. Down and back to child's pose or a down dog. You're gonna take 3 breaths here before we come back up to standing. Child's pose or a down dog, take 1 more breath. All right, next inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. This time, forward fold. Inhale takes us all the way up to standing. And then exhale, we're gonna swan dive forward. Take it all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Nice flat back, pull those shoulder blades together. Back should be nice and flat here. Pushing your heels into the floor. And exhale, take it back. Let's take a big step back with our right leg. We're gonna come into a high crescent lunge. So biggest step back you can handle. Lift the chest, reach those arms. Inhale and exhale. So we graduated from that low lunge to high lunge. Hold this right here. Nice and deep breath. I want you to keep that back leg straight, press through that heel. We're gonna do 1 more breath here, then open up to warrior 2. So inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, you open up from your hips, plant your heel into the floor, lower down as you exhale with those arms. Nice and strong. So peaceful warrior, similar to what we just did on the floor with those rainbows. Flip that palm, inhale, and exhale, lift up and back. Almost the same movement, just in a different pose. 1 more breath. Inhale, slowly come back to that warrior 2. As you exhale, I want you to take your back hand to your hip, and you're going to lower your elbow to your thigh here. Once you drop your hips a little bit lower and extend that right arm all the way up for extended side angle. So you have just a tiny bit of weight on your front leg. Want you to lift your chest. We don't want to put all of our weight on that front leg. It's easy to do. So press into your back foot. I know we're feeling this. Want you to lift your chest even higher. 1 more breath. Inhale, slowly come back up to warrior 2. Exhale, you're gonna lift that back heel, cartwheel those hands, and take those hands back down to the floor. You're gonna go ahead and step on back to downward facing dog. Inhale, you're gonna come forward to your plank, and exhale, knees and chest for chaturanga. Lift up halfway, inhale, and exhale. Down dog or child's pose, we're gonna go through that sequence on the other side. And then we'll add another layer for our second time around. Take 1 more breath here. All right, next inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold, hang out here for a moment. Relax the head completely. Next inhale takes us up, nice and slow. And exhale, we swan dive forward. Let it go. All the way down, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway, pull your shoulder blades together, push your heels into the floor, and then exhale, go ahead and release. So we come to that high lunge, step your left leg back. Big step back, find your balance, reach your arms, inhale, and exhale. Hold this here. So I'm trying to keep that back leg as straight as you can. Think of pressing through your back heel. Arms up, chest is lifted. One more breath here. Inhale, lift a little higher. As you exhale, you're gonna pull open that hip, plant your heel into the floor, and lower those arms. On that exhale to find warrior two. Remember, being pulled in both directions at the same time. So you wanna keep that chest up, right on top of those hips. Flip that palm, inhale, exhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Take your gaze at your hand, looking up. One more breath. Inhale, come back to warrior two. As you exhale, I want you to lower that front hand, just so it's gently resting on your thigh. You're gonna take that back hand to your hip first. I want you to push into your hips and drop them an inch. And then as you inhale, you're going to extend that arm, reach it all the way up. Exhale, you're gonna find extended side angle. So your chest is lifted. You're pushing really hard into your back leg. Maybe drop another inch. So you're making a nice diagonal line with your arm and your leg, your whole body here. Keep that chest lifted, just a tiny bit of weight on your front leg. Tiny bit of weight. Perfect. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Good job. We'll get another opportunity to practice that. You're gonna step on back to your down dog. So you have the option here each time to find a child's pose or to go through that sequence. So it's completely up to you. Take your time. Maybe you find that full chaturanga without lowering your knees to the floor, and then you move into the upper facing dog. So whatever feels good for you. 2 more breaths when you're done. We're gonna come back to the other side and just add a couple layers to our sequence, to our flow. Okay, next breath, bend the knees. Inhale, and exhale, walk, hop, or jump. And hopefully feeling like you can move a little bit better as we get into class here. And then our next inhale takes us all the way up, nice and slow. Let's bring our palms together this time. Exhale, lower them down to heart center. All right, quick check-in. How are we doing? Thumbs up, we're good? Okay, you can take a nice quick sip of water here if you'd like. We're gonna keep moving along. All right, inhale, take it up. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift, flat back. Pull the shoulder blades together, nice and flat. Exhale, release, big step back, right leg. It's our high lunge. Reach those arms and hold. So you're pressing through that heel, back leg nice and straight. Inhale a little higher, we're moving a tiny bit faster. Exhale, open that hip, plant the heel, and find warrior two. Lower those arms. Really strong here. Tuck those hips under, keep your core nice and strong. Flip that palm, inhale. Exhale, take it back for peaceful warrior. Hold this here. One more breath. Inhale, come back to that warrior two. This time we're gonna flow into extended side angle. So as you exhale, lower that rib cage, sweep that arm down and around and extend and lift. Maybe get a little bit lower here, extended side angle. If you want a little extra, slide that inside arm and hand down towards your foot. Maybe you take that right arm, reach around for a bind. You can reach for the opposite hip, but you have to keep those hips low. I don't want to see this. So your chest is up and hips are down, right? Hold this here, one more breath, push into that back foot. Inhale, slowly come back up. Woo. Exhale, let's come back to our lunge. We're gonna practice our warrior three and our standing half moon. Bring those hands together as you inhale. Exhale, lean forward, slightly push off your back foot and lift up into warrior three. So moving from working on those quads to working our glutes. Remember, back leg is straight. You're gonna hold that for a couple of breaths. We've been practicing that half moon, so we're gonna try to go right into that. You can use the wall or something in front of you, like a bench, maybe that block. If you wanna try, you're ready, go ahead and point that toe, straighten your back leg. I want you to open your hips and stack them. Take your right hand to your hip. Left hand is just holding on to something. Doesn't matter how high the leg is, just stack your hips first. Think of like a side plank, right? Keep that chest open and lifted. One more breath, everybody. And then slowly come back to that warrior three. Inhale. And as you exhale, step to the front for a chair pose. Lift those arms, drop those hips. So we're gonna come back to that twist we did in the very beginning. You're gonna bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, drop. And I want you to twist over that right shoulder for me. Hold this for a couple breaths. Really sinking into those hips from the front. Now, if your knees are sensitive, you can bring your feet a little wider, and that will feel better on those knees. So big twist here. Maybe you anchor that elbow into your knee. Maybe you stay right here. One more breath. Inhale, extend those arms up, and exhale, let it go. Woo, take those hands to the floor, step back for down dog. Once again, your choice to go through this sequence on the floor. If you choose not to take it, find a child's pose or stay in your down dog. I'll give you 2 more breaths to finish that up. And then we'll practice that same thing on the other side. We're keeping that heart rate up. You're doing great. All right, inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Find that forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. And exhale, let's swan dive forward. We're going right into the other side. Let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Nice flat back. And exhale, release. Left leg, big step back, high crescent lunge. Reach those arms and hold. So we're trying to straighten that back leg as much as we can, pressing all that energy through that back heel. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, open those hips, plant the heel, and lower for warrior two. Chest is up. Flip that palm, inhale. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Take it back, looking up. Get ready for extended side angle. Inhale, come back to that warrior two. And exhale, we just transition. Oops. Take that arm up, transition into your extended side angle. Nice diagonal line with your body, so we can't have those hips popping up. I see some hips up, you want to drop them. Drop the hips, lift the chest. So barely any weight in that front leg. You're barely touching your thigh, honestly. A little more, you can slide down, maybe add a little bind, wrap around, reach for that opposite hip. Slide that hand towards the inside of your ankle. Keep that chest lifted, one more breath. And then slowly come up, inhale, and then exhale, you're back to your warrior two. So now we get to practice warrior three, standing half moon. Lift that heel, coming back to your lunge, arms reach, inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. You're gonna lean forward slightly, push off your foot, and find your warrior three balance. So you're flexing your foot here, back leg is straight. Really thinking about tucking those hips under. We might not feel it, but our core should be doing most of the work here. Keep that chest lifted. If you're ready for standing half moon, go ahead and point your toe. Stack those hips, open them up like you're doing a side plank. Take your top hand to your hip. Bottom hand can be holding onto a wall or maybe that block. And you're keeping your chest lifted. So we don't want the chest to drop. Squeeze and lift that leg a little higher. One more breath. Woo, inhale, drop it into chair pose. Arms lift, hips drop. Bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, lift up for a quick breather. And then exhale, drop and twist over your left shoulder. Remember those modifications, feet can be a little wider. You have sensitive knees. Big twist. Maybe you anchor that elbow to your knee, but look down, make sure your knees are in a straight line. You should be able to wiggle your toes here. Woo, one more breath. Looking good, everybody. Inhale, come up, and exhale, take it down. Great job, step it back. Remember, you have the option here to just find a child's pose or go through this sequence. Build a little extra strength And then upper body and core. We're gonna go through it one final time. One final time. Take one more breath. So have your blocks ready, your bench, your wall, whatever you're gonna use for that standing half moon. Next breath, bend the knees. Inhale and exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold, we'll just get right into it. Inhale takes us to standing. We'll slow this down. Maybe add a little mini back bend at the top. Looking up at those hands and exhale, let it go. Swan dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale. So we're gonna move a tiny bit faster. Step back, high lunge. Inhale, lift, exhale, open for warrior two. Flowing from one pose to the next. Flip that palm, inhale, exhale, peaceful warrior. Big stretch, inhale, center, exhale, extended side angle. If you want, slide that hand down, take that bind, maybe interlace your hands together under your leg, or stay right here with me. One more breath, keep that chest lifted. Inhale and exhale. Come back to that lunge. Face the front, palms together, inhale. Exhale, push off that foot. Warrior three. All right, point that toe, stack those hips. Here we go. Standing half moon. This time, taking your hand to reach the floor, and then your right arm, extending it up along with your leg. Hold this here. You can find this against the wall as well. Maybe take your gaze up at your hand, over your shoulder, hang out here for a couple breaths. It's gonna come check in. Again, think of it as like a side plank, right? So you're stacking those hips. Imagine a piece of string on the top of your hip and lifting it up. Nice, good, Mindy. Perfect. You can point that toe, think of helping that lift it a little higher. One more breath, everybody. Inhale, lower, exhale, go right into that chair. Extend those arms up. Take those hands together, inhale and exhale, twist to the right. One last time for your twist. If you want an extra challenge, while you're here in your twist, you're gonna step back with your left leg without moving anything else. Oh my gosh, that's a lot harder, right? Keep those hips nice and low. One more breath in that twist. And then wherever you're at, inhale, arms up, and exhale, hands down. Good job. Down dog. So we have to do it one more time. So again, here you can find your child's pose, go through that sequence. I'm gonna take a little breather here. Take your time. So wanna keep that energy up though. So 2 more breaths I'll give you. And then same thing on the other side. Again, situate yourself so you have that table or wall to practice that standing half moon. All right, let's bend the knees. Inhale, exhale, walk up or jump. Forward fold, let it go. Ooh, we got this. Inhale, reach up. Nice and slow. Maybe a little back bend if that feels good. And exhale, take it down. Here we go. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, release. Big step back. Left leg, reach up and hold. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, find your way into that warrior two. So now we're sort of perfecting the movements and flowing in and out of them, that transition. Flip that palm and take it up. Peaceful warrior. I might not cue every breath. Make sure you're breathing though. Come on back, inhale and exhale, extended side angle. Reach up. Drop those hips, lift your chest. Maybe slide that hand down. Maybe add the bind or reaching for your hands underneath your leg, up to you. Lift that chest, one more breath. And come on up. Come back to face the front. Lunge, bring those palms together. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, push up that foot. Find your warrior three. Nice and straight, back leg. All right, reach that right hand towards the floor. Stack those hips and extend that left arm. Standing half moon. Use the wall, Use the desk. You're going to hold on to that for a couple of breaths. You're really going to feel your glute muscles, that standing leg. I know we're working them. Let me see it. And if you fall out of it, get back into it, right? Because we're all here to practice. Nice, looking good. Good, Jeanette. Yep, you got it. Hold it for 2 more breaths. Nice reset. Good, Regina, you got it. Imagine a piece of string lifting those hips up. And then inhale, lower, exhale. We go right into that chair pose. We are so close to being done here. Take those palms together, inhale, and now exhale. You're twisting over your left shoulder. Watch those knees. One last challenge. If you can do this without moving your upper body, step your right leg back. Can you try it slowly? Woo! Keep those hips low. It's your final challenge. One more breath here. And then inhale, reach up. And exhale, take it back. Woo, good job, everybody. You can find your child's pose. Go through your plank chaturanga series maybe one last time. And then everyone's gonna meet in child's pose. Feel free to use your blocks to maybe sit back on for child's pose or roll up a blanket if those knees are a little sensitive. In child's pose, dropping that head in between your arms, shifting your weight from side to side. I don't know about you all, but my heart rate got up, so I'm a little sweaty. Take deep breaths in and out. Next, inhale, walk it up. And exhale, we're gonna come to a seated position. You're gonna extend those legs straight out. How are we doing? Feeling good, thumbs up. We're just gonna finish with some stretching. So hardest part is done, but now our muscles are really warm, so we can get a little deeper into some of these stretches. We had sort of that twist theme going on, so we're gonna do a seated twist. You're gonna bring your right knee into your chest, place it over. I think I mentioned this last time. You can stay right here with that leg extended. If your knees are okay with this, you bend that bottom leg under, and you're gonna get more of a stretch in those hips. So if you wanna try that, you can. You're gonna sit up nice and tall on your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're gonna start to look over that right shoulder. So your hand can be gently pressing against that knee, or maybe you're using your elbow, whatever feels comfortable. But we wanna lift our chest, we wanna broaden our chest and open up our rib cage. So we don't wanna sink down, lift up nice and tall. And I would probably sit at a desk all day. And so our body's sort of used to being folded forward. So really lift and open that rib cage. Take one more breath. Come back to the center. You can keep your legs where they're at. So if you were in that first position, had your leg out, just bring your knee close into your chest, your leg here. If you have that bottom leg bent, you're gonna grab your ankles, both ankles, and you're gonna lean forward slightly. Bring your chest towards your thigh, and you should feel that right away in your hips. Hold that there. That doesn't feel good. You just extend that bottom leg. One more breath. Just pulling those ankles towards you, and then go ahead and release. We're gonna shake it out. Oof. So it can be hard on the knees, so it's just an option. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So now that left knee comes into the chest. Take it over. Stay here, or bend your bottom leg, up to you. Sit up nice and tall. Using your hand or your elbow, you're gonna add a little gentle twist. Lift up first nice and tall on your inhale, and then exhale, start to look over that left shoulder. Again, think of broadening your chest and lifting your ribcage. Imagine that piece of string on top of your head again, lifting you up a little bit higher. Looking over that shoulder with every exhale. One more breath here. Slowly come back to the center. grab those ankles, pull them in towards you, lean forward, or just hold that leg in towards your chest. Take a few breaths, feel that stretch in those hips. Maybe you can fold all the way down. Go to where it starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then take a couple breaths there, right? Ooh, and then slowly come back up, extend the legs, shake it out. Ooh, good job. Okay, we're gonna come down into our chest and belly before we come down onto our back. So now we're gonna get the quads. If you can't reach your heel when we do our quad stretch, you can grab a strap or a towel. You could also do this standing. You're gonna come all the way down into your chest and belly. Okay, so it's sort of like a boat pose almost. You're gonna look to your right side, relax the head completely, ear to the mat. Bend your right knee, grab your foot, just like dancer's pose, right? Grab that foot, try to keep your knees together and press your thighs into the mat. Slowly release. Let's do the other side. So we're gonna do it 3 times. Look over to the left side, same thing, ear to the mat. Grab that foot, knees together, press and hold. So you're getting neck stretch here as well. You want to turn that head all the way to the side, ear to the mat. And then go ahead and release. So we're gonna do it one more time. You can do that same thing, just one leg at a time. If you want to try a bow pose, you actually grab both feet at the same time. So go ahead and try that. If that's not working for you today, again, do the right side and left side. If you're doing bow, try to bring those knees together, chin down, take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna gently push your feet into your hands. And then find that your knees start to lift off the floor. Lift your chest off the floor. Keep pushing your feet into your hands. You're gonna hold this for a couple breaths. So if you're doing that right side, switch to the left side in just a moment. If you're in bow, stay here. Keep pushing those feet into your hands. You're lifting away from the mat. Lift those knees, hold this for 4. Keep breathing, 3, 2, and relax. Woo, that was tricky. Turn your head to one side, just relax for a moment. We're gonna do a set of windshield wipers while we're down here. So just bend those knees, you can relax the feet, and just drop the legs from side to side. Just like our regular windshield wiper movement on our back. Hips move off the floor, go side to side, one more time. All right, lower those feet. All right, you have to press yourself up here one more time. Push on up nice and slow. Sit back to a child's pose, knees together. Feel that nice stretch in your lower back. Slowly come on up, and now we're gonna come down onto our back. Make your way down there nice and slow, and once you are down, you're gonna hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankles. Maybe move your head from side to side. Drop those knees to the right. Extend your arms, look over your left shoulder for one last spinal twist. Inhale slowly back to the center. Exhale, drop to the left and look over your right arm, your right shoulder. And then slowly back to the center. Give yourself one last big hug. Let's find happy baby for our final pose. So grab those feet, extend those legs up, massage your spine, rock side to side here. You can even stay in a butterfly, stretch if the full happy baby doesn't feel good. Or maybe you find a straddle. And then when you're ready, slowly bring those feet back down to the floor, a final set of windshield wipers if you'd like. It always feels good after a happy baby. And then you're going to find your Shavasana, your relaxation pose, just for the final moments of class. That can be whatever you'd like. Close your eyes wherever you're at. Just take a few moments to allow your body to decompress. Just be still in this present moment. Allow your muscles to totally relax. You find your body tensing, just let it go. Slowly start to move your head from side to side. Place both feet on the mat, knees bent if they're not there already. Do one more windshield wiper on each side. Open your eyes, extend your legs out in front of you, reach your arms overhead. You're going to make yourself nice and long here. Good deep breath, inhale and exhale. Let it all out. And then gently roll over to one side as you press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Once you're there, feel free to take a couple shoulder rolls or a couple little twists right before we end class together. And all together, we'll inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, let it go. Let's do that one more time. This time, take those palms together. As you exhale, lower down to heart center. Thank yourself, as always, for making the time for you this morning. For your mind, your body, and your spirit. For sharing that time with one another. Open our eyes. And we will say namaste. The light in me honors and sees the light in you all. Namaste. And happy weekend.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Hope you're feeling better than when you started.
Oh, yeah.